Always been captivated by the Titanic, and I have a theory about why some survived while others did. Hello, it's me, and this is my channel. What if I told you there was more to the Titanic tragedy than meets the eye? Even though over a century has passed since that fateful night, questions linger. Why did such a luxurious liner equipped with modern comforts meet such a tragic end? What really happened to it, and why did it happen? There are still many unanswered questions about the Titanic, and now we have more. This story has puzzled people around the world. Historians and researchers continue to dig deeper to uncover the secrets of the Titanic. Join us as we explore the Titanic, and we want to hear your thoughts on the Titanic. Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Let's start our mystery journey. A new theory suggests that although the Titanic sank due to a collision with an iceberg, it was not completely destroyed upon impact. Instead, it gradually cracked, allowing water to enter over a period of hours. But wait, there's more. Experts believe that weight played a crucial role in determining which parts of the Titanic sank first, shedding new light on the timeline of this maritime disaster. However, what makes this revelation truly remarkable is that these insights come from a recent experiment conducted at the University of Michigan. Researchers used 1-to-1 scale models of the Titanic to simulate how the ship sank. They wanted to know if the weight distribution affected the sinking process. Considering that the ship broke into two pieces during the ordeal, through this experiment, they have shown that the forward momentum of the Titanic, coupled with the design limitations of the ship, caused it to break apart. Before diving deeper into this fascinating research, let's take a closer look at the Titanic itself. In 1909, the White Star Line set out to build larger and grander ships to compete with their main rival, the British shipping company, the Cunard Line. The company's three new liners, the Olympic, the Titanic, and the Britannic, were the largest ships afloat at the time. The Titanic's design included state-of-the-art features for safety and comfort. Watertight compartments were installed, and the ship had double bottoms in its hull. Although the idea of watertight compartments was not new, they were seen as unnecessary luxuries until the Titanic tragically proved their importance. This is because the Titanic sank not because of the size of the holes in its hull, but because of the amount of time it took to fill up. The Titanic could have stayed afloat for days, possibly even weeks, if water had only filled the damaged compartments, but that was not the case. The water rushed from compartment to compartment, leading to the ship's demise in less than 3 hours. But the Titanic's impressive design was not solely responsible for its fate. Human error also played a significant role. Despite the availability of advanced technology, no single piece of equipment or system was designed to address all aspects of the ship's safety. Even today, we still rely on human intervention and vigilance. Had the lookout crew on the Titanic noticed the iceberg sooner, the collision might have been avoided altogether. Additionally, the nearby ship could have easily saved many passengers and crew members. But unfortunately, they did not. These human mistakes compounded the effects of the iceberg collision, ultimately contributing to the tragedy. But let's delve into the intriguing details of the experiment conducted at the University of Michigan. Scientists at the university reconstructed the Titanic in 1-to-1 scale and submerged it in a water tank. They made it in two identical sections to study how the ship might have broken apart. But they also added a twist to the model. To better understand the dynamics of the sinking process, they loaded cargo onto the model ship. In reality, the Titanic carried valuable goods, including cases of champagne and boxes of cargo, making the front of the ship heavier than the back. By accurately replicating this aspect, the researchers aimed to gain further insight into the Titanic's behavior. Researchers analyzed the data collected from cameras and sensors attached to the models to determine which part of the ship sank faster. They found that the front of the ship, which was heavier than the back, continued to move forward when the ship was flooded. Eventually, the weight caused the back of the ship to catch up, causing the Titanic to break apart. This new information has allowed experts to reconstruct the sinking process with greater precision. They now believe that the Titanic did not sink in one fell swoop. Instead, it cracked and broke into two separate pieces over a period of several hours. Initially, the front part of the ship sank, while the back of the ship remained afloat, pushing against the keel and preventing it from going down. Eventually, the back of the ship tilted upwards, flipped, and then submerged. According to Professor Emeritus of Naval Architecture, Emeritus Francis Lunar Daly, the back of the Titanic probably sank faster than the front part because it was lighter and more buoyant. This finding contradicts previous assumptions that the back of the ship sank more slowly, giving people on board more time to escape. It's important to note that the sinking process observed in the experiment was similar to computer simulations conducted previously. However, unlike computer simulations, the physical experiment provided real visual evidence. It confirmed that the entire ship was intact before it eventually broke apart. This discovery offers a clearer understanding of how the Titanic met its tragic end. But the story doesn't end here. There's more to unravel. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Titanic lies in the question of why it collided with the iceberg in the first place. You see, the day before the collision, an iceberg warning had been issued by another ship. However, the captain of the Titanic failed to acknowledge it. The ship continued its journey and struck the very same iceberg it had been warned about. But what if I told you that a series of coincidences prevented the Titanic from colliding with that iceberg? You heard it right. Coincidence seems to have played a role in this tragic incident. According to Michael McKay, author of the book The Path the Titanic Could Not Have Taken, if the Titanic had stuck to its planned course, it would have veered dangerously close to an island called the Mast, owned by Newfoundland. If it had hit the rocks there, the whole story would have been completely different. McKay argues that the Titanic ended up off its planned course due to a random shift in wind, which disrupted its speed and trajectory. Had the Titanic followed its intended path, it would have been traveling faster than the speed limit in that area. Therefore, there's a possibility that the ship might have been able to avoid both the iceberg and the potential accident at the mast. To support his theory, McCoy examined historical documents, including the original voyage plans and weather reports. As we continue to explore the mystery surrounding the Titanic, it's important to consider all possible scenarios. This new theory regarding the Titanic's path adds another layer of complexity to the tragedy. It reminds us that sometimes fate can intervene in the most unexpected ways. And hey, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you soon.